Hey. Sorry, forgot to. I got it all involved. Hi, I'm Kathy with Kathy's Online Sales. It is May 12th. It is almost 2 o'clock. And I am going to fix this camera. Too many steps for an old lady. Hang on. Switch it. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's turn it somewhat. There we go. Kathy's Online Sales. I don't know what's going on with eBay. I was trying to look up vintage clothing, selling vintage. So I've got a couple of pairs of shoes. Um, and one of them is Faith One, Antoine Agner, and it's Faith One. Okay, that's cool. But how am I gonna? It's not. It won't stop working. So it won't let me. So we'll do one thing at a time. Anyway, if you're interested in selling for vintage, I want to know if you should have if you're going to do a lot of it, if you should have a special eBay store for that, or sell on Depop, Vinted, whatever. Um, I don't know. There's so many places. So I'm going to listen to this dude, and I don't know if I've shared this with you before. Uh, so I want to listen to him. Me and you can study together. And Friday, I might have a ball game. I don't know. So I don't know if I'm going to be here Friday or not, but you'll know in the events if I do decide. Okay, let me
It's just an
listen to you
office
guys.
spot that I turned into a little shop.
Whoops.
And
Was it like online only, or was it in person as well?
so at the beginning was all online.
Okay.
Before I went into the store, it was selling on Grailed, selling on eBay, and eventually, before I got the store, I transitioned to a website, and that was kind of my first test of because
Yes.
I had about 17,000 followers at the time. So I was like, I could maybe have a marketplace to sell
Yeah.
this.
And you grew that just by posting like thrift store like ideas and T-shirts and stuff you found.
Yeah, stuff
Okay.
I found, kind of like showing outfits, stuff that people were engaged in. Whatever the vintage community, what people wanted, I was kind of trying to do my best at giving them that. I still do that now, so it changes throughout time. But at the time, it was what I found and just putting it up for sale. Before it was like I said, Grailed, eBay, or like DMs. People would
Yeah.
DM me and I'd send it to them. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do a website.
Yeah.
I don't have to message people all the time.
Right.
It looks a little more
That would
legit.
take a lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little more legit. People can do a full checkout on there.
Yeah. Versus just, hey, you want to Venmo me $30
exactly,
for this?
Exactly. I was so surprised that people would do that. So I mean, from the beginning, I tried to make it look as legit as I could because I'm
Yeah.
like, I want this to be a real business. But it's just an office spot that I turned into a little shop.
Okay. So we
And
went
Was
from
it
selling
was it
online to a shop.
like online only, or was it in person as well?
so at the beginning was
Selling
all
vintage
online.
clothes.
Before I went in.
Okay. So we have filters. I want to do the Creative Commons so I can share with you guys. And I know they don't mind advertising, but some people get picky. Um, I should say how to sell vintage clothes. I'm gonna do online because it is a separate category. Okay, here we go. Top selling. That's for eBay. Whoops. Let me make sure I have my Creative Commons going on here. Whatnot. Double your sales. That's not what I want. Selling vintage. I already know how to sell vintage. I just thought Do this on your next no. Depop. Ask a full-time Depop seller. Live. Okay, let's do this, dude. See what he says. This is Depop. I am also on Depop. Come on, dude.
Online full time. Whack 'em in. We'll get to him as soon as we can. Yeah, that's it really. We'll introduce Jamie now. So there you go, Jamie.
Hi. So yeah, basically, I sell second-hand clothes on an app called Depop. I don't know, however, to really explain it. It's really so simple. That's how I always explain it.
I think the unique thing is it just Depop. You don't do eBay, or do you touch eBay a little bit, or
No, I don't sell on eBay. I pretty much just Depop really. Instagram when people message, but that's about it.
Perfect. Because obviously with lockdown and everything, I've had to turn to like wholesale clothing. I think everyone else and their dog has turned to wholesale clothing. So yeah. So Depop, perfect. Full-time Depopper as well, perfect. So we should cover a lot. I've already learned so much. Oh, you do have a YouTube channel as well. That link will be down below. So obviously go over and check him out. I've already learned a lot. Yeah, we've got a lot to cover, even critiquing my own page, which we'll come on to in a bit.
Right.
So yeah, let's get to the chat. Obviously we have my members in. So the Dave's first in. Hey Dave, catch you later. That was a bit before. He was first in. RJ's World, looking forward to this week. I've had a few people looking forward to this week, so no pressure.
That's good in a way. She's 31 this year. She's on it, so
yeah, best years of your life apparently. So for an absolute beginner, what is the listing process like with pictures? How do you set your posting, and then fees? How do you take payments? Just sort of the basics, like if someone's joining like tonight after this, what are they to expect?
So photos wise, you can upload 4. Obviously the best thing to do is take one big photo of it, sort of this area, any logos or embroidery.
I want to know, like I said in my previous video,
me what I need to know. I want to know about vintage, because there's got to be something else. Let's see. Sell vintage clothing. There's got to be something else that I can. Vintage. I don't know. Make sure I'm okay. Okay, top selling vintage polos to source and resell. Wait a minute, we got to make sure Creative Commons is okay. Vintage 101, buying and selling. Oh, this was 3 years ago.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Garrick, and today we have a banger video for you guys. We're doing the do's and don'ts of buying and selling vintage. Let's go. Thank you guys for the YouTube videos, giving me comments, suggestions, ideas, the whole shebang. The support has just been literally insane. I cannot thank you guys enough for it. Congratulations. So if you guys fuck with the video, make sure you guys drop a like on it. It really helps me out. And with that, let's get right into it. Virgil Abloh, the creator and founder of Off-White, has even gone to say streetwear is dead. Not that it's just dead, but that vintage is the next wave of fashion. Now, I get it. Buying and selling vintage and understanding what is vintage and what is not vintage is super hard to do. I've been doing this for 3 years and I still don't know everything there is to know. Personally, I consider vintage anything that was made 15 years or prior. And a lot of the time, you guys can tell when it was made by the copyright dates or on the tags. Now, I get it. It's hard to tell what year the tags come from. Look at all these Gildan tags. Look at all these Nike tags. They're all different, and eventually, just by doing it and going out, you'll eventually learn. But once you get the hang of it, vintage is a great way to show off your style. And if you want a place to get some cool vintage, make sure you guys check out Lost Threads Co. Shameless plug. I know. Cue the meme. Whatever. I don't care. Nope. Shout out my website.
Yeah,
we're doing a big drop on the October 30th. I don't know if it's actually going to be this video is gonna be out by then, but I hope so. I'm gonna try. Different years stuff came from and all the different types of vintage. It's hard to know what the stuff's actually worth. So make sure when you guys are buying stuff, do some research on it. Go to fucking eBay or Depop or look at these things to make sure you're not getting scammed out of hundreds of dollars. Do it! Because it happens all the time. Just do it!
Do it!
A great piece of advice I always like to give is use Google Lens. I don't know how people don't know about this, but if you just go into the Google app, somewhere on the screen right here, hopefully I'll have a picture showing it, and you click the camera button, you can search up an image of the t-shirt you're looking for, and all the search results will come up on Google. It's literally insane, and I don't know how people don't use it more.
Okay.
And like I said previously, a lot of it's just knowing when the tags are. If you know what year the tags are, it's a lot easier to put the value on something.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can do a lot of research, but mostly it just comes with going to the thrift stores or buying stuff yourself. You can also thrift stores. Yes, thrifts are a great source to get stuff so that you can sell on your own, or you can find stuff personal. But if you're really looking for something that has a personal connection to you, you usually got to hit up an independent seller or go on to resale apps like eBay, Mercari, etc.
Yeah.
So by hitting these independent resellers, a lot of them are willing to give out deals. And I know for myself, usually people hit me up on DM, say, hey, this piece is cool for my mom or my girlfriend or whatever I'm getting it for. I just think she'll really like it. I'm always willing to give a steal on it because I know it's going to a good home, to somebody who's going to. It's already old and it's already secondhand.
I want to know.
So by buying something, you can usually resell it in the future. Like I bought this Wile E. Coyote t-shirt for sports tees, Disney, just random graphics, art tees. There's literally every category of vintage out there. So find something that means something to you. Like I like soccer, I like Disney, Looney Tunes characters, certain things that have nostalgia for me. I can go get that stuff and rock it on my body. So it's just like this cool like thing where like I'm already showing off like just something that means something to me or it has meaning to me, or it's just something I think is fucking sick. Either way, it's cool, but like just know that when you're buying vintage, you can buy almost anything you can think of. So make sure you guys do your research and just really think about what you guys like. And of course, if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram. I try to get to all my DMs. Sometimes I get a big flooded, but I love answering your comments and questions. Honestly, I've seen and had so many great interactions with y'all that it really never. A ton of vintage bootlegs, like the ones when you walked out of the concert back in the 80s and 90s, and there was those dudes selling the t-shirts on the street for like 10, 20 bucks.
Y'all give me a dollar!
Yeah, those are obviously bootlegs, but they still go for money. If you have Tupac or Biggie bootlegs, I'm probably gonna put them on the screen right here. Look at how much those sold for. It's crazy. And there's a bunch of new amazing artists who are doing bootlegs for themselves. So they're taking old styles of t-shirts and they're printing them on new high quality tees and giving them that vintage look. I have two right here that I have. I don't think they're on Lost Threads Co, but they're just some of my favorite pieces that I keep in my collection. So if you guys can't find anything that's actually vintage, hit up your local bootleg dealer and see if there's anything available. And if you like the style of these tees right here, let me know because I've been really thinking about making some. I want like a Phineas and Ferb and Johnny Test one, just like some of the two comments or DM me on Instagram, etc. I actually thought of one more thing just because of a stupid recent situation I had at Goodwill. When new people come into the community, welcome them. It only helps the community grow, and that means the vintage you're selling is only going to be worth more, and the whole community is only going to be bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's just what helps all of us.
Stupid.
I really have no.
That wasn't what I wanted. But what if I put in where to sell vintage? Duh. That doesn't do what I want to. It's not answering my questions. So what do they have here? They have Mercari sells vintage, not specifically. I want a kind of specific. Of course, the t-shirts, where are they selling? Grailed. What is grailed? What is grailed? What is grailed? Grailed. Grailed. What is grailed, y'all? I got to get off of that. I need to know what Grailed is. Grailed. It's just another place to sell clothes. But what is it famous for? I don't know. Anything? I don't know. Oh my gosh, this is not what I intended. If you put the keywords in, I'm sure you'll find that your stuff will sell. Best place to sell vintage. See what happens with this. Of course, I spell it wrong. Best place to sell vintage clothes. Best vintage clothes to resell. That's not what I want. Vintage clothes. That's not what I want. To sell online. No, that's not what I want. Now, one person says they sell just clothing. eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. So do I. Vintage on Etsy. All right, let me go back. I got to hurry up, too. Oh, my. Oh, my. Vintage clothing. Big money bolos. That's not what I want. Hidden gems. That's not what I want. Selling vintage t-shirts on eBay. Selling vintage t-shirts. Crazy sales. Wonder, vintage sweats. See, Etsy, I have stuff I was having, still do. I have 2 Etsy shops that I haven't been working. How does it work? 1 cent eBay auctions. No, that was 3 years ago. Okay, I found one, y'all. Come on. Jeez. Okay, hang on. I'll share it. I mean, I don't mind selling everywhere, but I would like if there's a specific. Okay, here we go.
Check out 10 best sites. Check out together. Fees, important data. Go to my laptop, guys. Where to sell vintage in 2025? Number 1, eBay. Why? Because 134
eBay.
million active
Okay.
buyers worldwide. Fees. eBay fees, first 250 listings for free. eBay selling fees, 30 per listings plus 10-15% of the final sales depending on the category. Where to sell vintage in 2025? Number 2, Etsy. Why? Because 96.7 million active buyers. Etsy fees, listing fee 20 cents, transaction fee 6 and 5%, Etsy payment United States 3% plus 25 cents, and other country more this maximum 6 and 5% plus 30 cents dollars USD. Where to sell vintage in 2025? Number 3, Poshmark. Why? Because 130 million plus
So what she's
registered
saying is
users
just sell
across
with the
United
most.
States and Canada. Poshmark flat commission $2.95 on sales under $15.
Yeah. Okay, that's not really telling me anything different. So just make sure let's have keywords. Keywords for vintage. Let's see if there's anything like similar words. Vintage synonyms. Okay, I'm going to share this so you can see what I'm doing. That way. Okay, so synonyms and similar. Okay, so you got antique, historical, old time, old fashioned, former, past. Retro is a good one. Traditional, old school, quaint, ancient, historic, antiquated, old school. Okay, so look at all these keywords you could be using. Old, timeless. We don't want to say moth-eaten. Vintage, cinnamon, date, well, period, date, epic, space, error, spell. Okay, year, span. Okay. So you want, no matter the vintage inspiration, the display is fully digital. Yeah, has a vintage ashtray collection. See, so you want to do the keywords in it, whatever item it is, shoes, all the keywords, all the vintage, leather. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me try to get it on. But I was looking up earlier and it wouldn't work. Vintage Agner shoes, women's. Okay, and we want solds. Where is it? My eyes don't want to work. Okay, sold. It's not hitting it. It just doesn't want to work. eBay must be going down. Okay, so we won't look up the solds. Maybe we can try. eBay's just not working out. So maybe we can go to Etsy. All right, Etsy is Agner Vintage. Whoa. Vintage Agner shoes. Can we look up solds? Most recent. I know the problem is here's a vintage shoe company. Nothing in it. Nothing in it. Wonder if people buy vintage shoes, leather shoes. Anyway, the reason I've got a couple pairs of shoes. These are small. That may or may not sell. This is not paint. It was next to a shoe that was falling apart. So anyway, but they are Agner. See, they're just small. Somebody had a little tiny little foot. And I don't know. I know a lot of movie sets and stuff buy vintage. I know that. I know they do. To be in the period that they're moving. And they go to eBay. So in the period that they're taking the movie, they might be interested. I just don't know. Little tiny shoe. I swear, it's a little tiny shoe. It's got to be cleaned up a little bit. And they used to put these on the shoes back in the day because they get wore off. Like that looked like it was trying to wear. I don't know why, but it does. Maybe they wore these a lot. Yeah. So, where do you think I should sell these or list them? Where do you think I should list them? I think I'll try eBay first. and go from there because they are vintage. And I think I got some gloss that I can put on these to clean them up and get that white flaky stuff off of it that it rubbed against. So yeah. Okay, guys. Don't know when I'll list them, but I think I'll try eBay first. So we'll talk to y'all later. If you have any suggestions about selling vintage, let me know. Okay, thanks. Bye.